All right, happy Sunday, guys. I hope that you guys are doing well. Today is January 29th, and it's been a full month since my intro to Pan That palette. This year, I'm working on two Pan That palettes, one of which is Eye Focus, the other is Complexion Focus. This is my first month update to the Eye Focus Pan That palette, and I'm working on the Lorac Pro palette this year, as well as some single shadows that I have in my Z palette, and this lonely little fella here from L'Oreal. This is an infallible shadow in Liquid Diamond. The goal for this one and this pink one, actually, they're seasonal shadows, so my plan is just to use them. I don't plan on, getting significant wear and tear on them. I just want to use them so that my single shadows don't get neglected. And then once spring gets here, then I'll swap these out for two additional shadows. Although I have really enjoyed this pink one. I've used it a few times this month, and it's just so pretty. So I may actually keep it around for the spring. Before I show you guys what the Lorac Pro palette looks like this month, let me show you though what it looked like last month. And as you can see, I already had some empty pans on here. 4 shadows have significant pans showing, but not quite done yet. And then the remainder of the shadows have a little bit of a dip going on. And this is what it looks like this month. So what I want to try to do actually is pop up some pictures of makeup looks that I was able to capture. I didn't do it for every single eye look because oftentimes I would forget, or I was just in a rush in the morning. I didn't have time. Whatever makeup look, correlates with the shadow, I'll try to pop it up on the screen. My goal this last month was to touch every single shadow, but I did not use garnet, and I also didn't use these 2 gold shadows. This is gold, and this is Half Baked from the Urban Decay palette. I just wasn't in the mood for the gold. I don't know why. I'm hoping to use them at least once this next month. I do know though that I'll probably get more use out of them in the spring and summer especially, because I love gold eye looks in the summer. Garnet, I'm hoping to use it a little bit more this coming month in February because it is Valentine's. This is the red shadow, and I think it's gonna look really beautiful. All right, so let me start off with mauve. And mauve, the dip is a little bit more significant this time around. I seem to really dig into this particular area. I don't target my shadows like that, but when I grab a brush, I just go like this and swirl. I must just really get a little bit more aggressive on this end. And I'm hoping that in the next month, I'll have maybe a baby pan going on in this one. It is one of the more hard-pressed shadows in this palette, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, the next one is pewter, and the pan has expanded in this one. And you can see I've now completely finished off that little side there, that side wall. I'm hoping in the next month I can empty out one of the other walls, or at least a corner or something. I don't know. When I'm using this shadow though, and actually in the last week and a half, I haven't reached for it that much, and the reason for that is because oftentimes when I use this shadow, I pick it up with my finger. That's become a little bit difficult. So I'm using a smaller brush to pick it up, but I don't know. In the mornings, I don't have time to target specific areas, so I just kind of go and just dig in wherever I can, and then just slap it on my eyes. It's such a simple shadow that works well like that. I don't have to be so super specific. It works for a one shadow look. I love it, and I love it in, combined with mauve. It's just so good. And then also actually combined with this blush that I have in my Complexion Pan That palette, this adds a little bit more color. They just look really beautiful together. The next 2 are from the Urban Decay palette that I put into this palette. I have Toasted and Sidecar. I have used Toasted more than Sidecar. Toasted, sometimes I'll use it by itself. And then sometimes I'll add a little bit of Sidecar as a spotlight right in the center of the lid, just to add a little bit more of glare. But not a lot of usage in these 2, although I do think that Toasted, you can see a little bit more of a dip going on. And oftentimes when I pick these 2 shadows, I also pick them up with my fingers. I don't pull a brush in. All right, and then I have Taupe. Taupe, I have expanded the pan. And I'm hoping that in the next month, I'll have one of the corners or edges at the side walls done. I love this shadow. It works great for a one shadow look. I think I took a picture. I may have a picture. I can't remember if it was taupe or mauve that I used. I took a picture with Luna, which is my little sister's boxer. And you can see a little bit of definition. I tried to take whatever pictures I can find. I'll try to pop up on the screen. Point is, it's just really great. I have it incorporated into this soft smoky eye today. And it works as a transition color really well with the other brown shadow that I have in this project. It helps to blend out shadows. It's just really good. All right, the two gold, like I said, I did not use them. So let's move on to these two. I have, this is Sin, and then I have Virgin. These two, the goal is not to finish them this year. I mentioned in my intro that these are a little frosty and a little light, and I didn't want them to look, you know, ashy against my skin tone. So oftentimes I will use them mainly as little spotlights. Like today I have it right under the arch of the brow, just in a targeted area. That's Virgin that I have right in here just to add a little lift. And then I also have it in the inner corner just to add a little spotlight there. I have used definitely Virgin more than Sin. And Virgin, I've never really used it all over the lid before, again, because I didn't want it to look super frosty on my eyes or ashy. And I wore it actually, I think the first week of the year, all over the lid, and I'm pretty sure I combined it with mauve. That looked super pretty. I really enjoyed that shadow. I've actually worn that eyeshadow look a few times. I think I have, I don't know if I have a picture. Actually, I have a picture with Sin, and then I deepened out the outer crease with one of the darker brown shadows that I have in the Z palette, as well as added mauve right in the crease to add a little bit more of a pink color. Really, really pretty. Combinations that I really like this month are Virgin combined with mauve, and then Pewter with mauve. Really love those. Toasted with Sidecar, really great. And then Taupe just kind of works with everything. Moving on to the Z palette, I have these two from The Balm. And I have a dip going on in this pinky shadow, just a very subtle dip, as well as this beigey cream one. My lighting is not so good. Let me see. Nope, hold on. I don't know if it'll show. It's the smallest little dip in this cream one. This shadow, I have it incorporated on in this area just to help blend out the darker shadow a little bit, and it works beautifully for that. And it also works really well just to set like a shadow base or something. It's a very subtle color. If I want a super subtle crease color, this works a little bit just because it has a little bit more depth. The cream one, I have it actually in this area from like the beginning part of my brow all the way to the tail, and then I added the Virgin right in that little spotlight. This shadow is so great for that, just to add a little bit of a bright kind of effect. I've also used it quite a bit to clean up the sides here whenever I kind of get a little messy with my eyeshadow. I've even used it under this area. I have to though pick it up with a very fluffy, very loose brush so it doesn't pick up too much of the pigment, because this is a shadow and it's super pigmented. But I love it. It's so good. These two, I used definitely this deeper brown one a little bit more than this rosy one. And this deep brown one now has a dip going on. That's the shadow that I actually have on my eyes today. I've used it quite a bit to create a little liner look on the outer edge of the lash line. I've also used it all over the lid, as you can see. And that's actually my favorite look. I love brown smoky eyes. And this is a soft brown smoky eye that I think works for daytime. So I have worn it quite a bit to work, especially this last week. This is my 4th time wearing this eye look this week because it's just really, really good. This one though, I have used it maybe no more than a handful of times, I want to say, not very much. Same thing with this warmer brown. I'm trying to stick with the cooler ones right now, only because it's winter and I'm just enjoying them so much more. And then this warmer type of brown, I've used it for sure, but I just haven't used it enough. I don't think I've expanded the pan. I'm pretty sure I am pretty sure that I have not. Let me see. No, I don't think I've expanded the pan. All right. And then this pink one, like I mentioned, it's a seasonal shadow, so I don't plan on, you know, getting a lot of wear and tear, although I have used it a couple of times, and then I expect to use it a little bit more this month of February, again, because it's, you know, Valentine's Day is coming, and it's just such a pretty shadow that adds a little bit of pink sparkle. I can even use it over top of some other shadows just to add a little bit more of a glare. Lastly, the Infallible shadow from L'Oreal. Oh, this one's crumbling. I don't know why. I didn't drop it. I have used it a couple times. Every time I've used it with pewter and only in the center of the lid. It's really pretty. It's silvery, but it has a little bit of a purple tone to it. Oh, great. I don't have a napkin here. Goals for this coming month, I would love to hit pan on mauve. Pewter, I'd like to maybe empty out one of the corners or another side wall there. I'd love to use garnet a little bit more. Not a little bit more, actually use it this coming month because I didn't use it this past month. I want to use a little bit more of toasted, and then maybe get that dip a little bit more. And I would love to have a dip in a sidecar. This one doesn't show too much of a dip or difference from the last month, so I'd like to get a little bit more wear out of that one. A taupe, again, I would love to maybe have one of the side walls or corners finished, and then I'd like to use the gold ones at least once this coming month. Sin and Virgin, once again, the goal is not to finish them out. I'm just going to keep, you know, chugging away at those, although I really enjoyed Virgin quite a bit all over the lid. So I'm just going to keep doing that same eye look because it looks so pretty. It was very frosty, but super flattering, not ashy at all. That is everything, guys, for this Pan That Palette update. I hope that you guys are doing well in your Pan That Palette. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.